Hey everyone, Kevin here with my 1, 2, 3 cents, and today obviously going to focus on Hell in a Cell, and I don't have the Hell in a Cell accessory. This is the old school blue steel cage from the LJN figures, but I figured it kind of worked well for the purposes of this video. So going to talk a little bit about the event itself coming up, also a little bit of history of Hell in a Cell. I am proud to say that I was at the very first Hell in a Cell event at the Bad Blood pay-per-view on October 5th, 1997. It was In Your House, Bad Blood, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. It was the debut of Kane. Kane ripped the door off of the cage and came in and tombstoned The Undertaker. So that match holds a special place to me as far as Hell in a Cell goes. I saw it live, and it was a great match too. Shawn Michaels and of course The Undertaker put on a heck of a show. A hell of a show, I guess I can say that since we are talking about Hell in a Cell. So it was a great match, and probably only second to The Undertaker versus Mankind Hell in a Cell from the 1998 King of the Ring. That match, and it probably more of because of the spots than it was the actual action in the ring. I still, when I think of Hell in a Cell, I always think of The Undertaker throwing Mick Foley off the top of that cage and through the announce table. That was one oh my god moment of that match. And then the choke slam at the top of the cage where Mick drops through and comes crashing down to the mat, which he has said before wasn't supposed to happen. So some great Hell in a Cell memories. Also a little more history of it. The Undertaker, they call this the Devil's Playground, or you know, The Undertaker obviously has that gimmick going for him. He's competed in 11 Hell in a Cell matches. Next up in terms of competing in them goes to Triple H, who was in 8 Hell in a Cell events. So I don't look for The Undertaker to participate in any more. It seems like he's kind of winding down his career. Maybe he's got one more in him. I don't know. Last year was his last one at the pay-per-view against Kane, where he lost. Triple H has been in a couple of them with tag team matches with Shawn Michaels as DX, and wrestled several singles ones too. In fact, his first one was against Mick Foley as well. I think Mick might have been wrestling as Cactus Jack at that point. That might have been towards the end of Mick's first original run with WWE. So the match itself has quite a bit of history. There have been 22 Hell in a Cells, 21 of them on television. There was one the other night in Kansas City after Raw. It was a dark match. John Cena defended the WWE Championship against Punk, CM Punk, and Dolph Ziggler, Jack Swagger, and Alberto Del Rio. So Cena won that match, and of course CM Punk and Cena are two of the participants in Sunday's pay-per-view. And you know, I've blogged about this before. I'm not big on these specialty pay-per-views. TNA's Lockdown with all steel cage matches. I'm not crazy about that. And I'm not crazy about the TLC pay-per-view, or as well as Money in the Bank. I just feel like those matches could be specialty matches on a pay-per-view, and instead of having an entire pay-per-view built around those concept matches. And I realize that Money in the Bank and Hell in a Cell are just 2 of the 5 or 6 or 7 matches, however many they put on the pay-per-view. But still, I think it kind of takes away. I think originally Hell in a Cell, they were spacing those out to at least a year, if not more, in between them, it seemed. I know they did a couple of quick ones in '98 to build up to the Mankind and Undertaker match, but it seems like they've kind of just thrown these matches together in some cases, and it kind of takes away the specialty feel of that, kind of desensitizes the crowd to it almost, in my opinion. But anyway, Cena will defend against Punk and Alberto Del Rio. My personal prediction, and I haven't seen the SmackDown spoilers yet, so I don't know what's going to happen on SmackDown to indicate otherwise. I would expect that Del Rio will walk out with the title. You've got Punk and Cena, who are kind of the two guys that everybody's talking about, and Del Rio's kind of flying under the radar. I don't think he should have lost the title in the first place. I really don't even think he should have won the title. Punk should still be the champion, but that's a whole other story for a whole other time. But I would look for Del Rio to walk out with the championship and go on from there. The other Hell in a Cell world title matchup this time is between Mark Henry defending the title against Randy Orton. And I really, 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 really hope that Mark Henry defends and continues this streak of dominance. I've blogged about it in the past. You know, Randy Orton nor John Cena, in my opinion, need to be the champion. The fans will support them either way. Mark Henry is a guy who, you know, has worked hard, and I'm not discrediting anybody else who's been in the company and has worked hard, but Mark Henry, this is his time now. Let him have the belt for a little bit. I wouldn't even mind seeing him go into WrestleMania with the championship if they continue this push and this build-up for him. And I think a victory over Orton will help solidify that, and a clean victory at that. He is the top monster heel right now in the company, and he needs to continue to be pushed that way. And what better way to do it than get a victory at Hell in a Cell and solidify that and continue on as one of the best in the company. So I'm not going to get into the other matches. I know there are a couple of other matches that have been announced. I just kind of wanted to talk about the Cell itself. You know, it's an exciting matchup, but it has kind of desensitized all the Hell in a Cell pay-per-views. I think have kind of taken away some of the specialty and novelty of it, obviously. So I guess time will tell, and we'll see about who comes out on top. What do you guys think? I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your thoughts. And I'm also working on a special for the month of October with Halloween, and I'm going to tie a whole bunch of stuff in there. So I hope you read the blog and check it out, and I hope you subscribe to My 123 Cents here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.